Welcome to GreenCardGuys.tv. You need to know this. Do not give up on your legal status. Many people fail to respond to RFE or file an application before the deadline. This is why we offer a strategy session for 15 minutes at no cost to you. Not everyone qualifies. First, you need to speak with our CARES team. We receive many requests, so we recommend you answer a few questions on our website, greencardguys.com. Our mission is to help people live and work in America legally. Go ahead and subscribe below and follow and share. Talk to you soon. What's up? Good morning, y'all. Good morning. Happy Tuesday, April 8th, 2025. Today, like every day, we got to take action. You got to move forward. You got to file your application for your legal status in America, whether you're in the United States or living outside the United States. Despite what Trump administration is trying to do, you know that your desire to live in America is with legal status, of course, with a social security number, with a driver license, with legal documentation. So to do that, you need to stay on this channel for at least 15 minutes, okay? On this live show. For those watching later, there's ways that you can contact us. Happy to answer your questions. We try to go live every day. We're trying to be consistent on this in the mornings at least. For a while, almost like 6 months, I was going live in the evening. But look at here. If you stay on the channel, you find yourself staying on the channel live right now for at least 1 minute, that you know that the information I share with you is valuable, okay? So go ahead when that time comes and you feel that you can trust my information here, follow the channel, subscribe, and like the bell, click the bell for future notifications. Okay, my name is John Ting. I practice immigration law in the United States to help you secure legal status to live and work in America legally. Because the government doesn't give a shit. Okay, excuse my French, but I have to tell you the truth, right? That's what we do here. Make sure you have the information so you know what to do. So if you don't know when to hire a lawyer, because maybe you filed your case on your own, all good. But here's a couple scenarios just so you know, okay? If you receive a request for evidence, we call that RFE, or number two, notice of intent to deny, an NOID is what we call it. Or number three, a denial notice. In any of those situations, you need to take action and contact immigration attorney. Now, there's so many of us out there, okay, to help you. I'm just one of them. My law firm is just one of them. We'll be happy. It'll be our pleasure to assist you. But look, the key thing you got to get out of this channel is to take action. Don't wait. Because of any of those three scenarios, there is a deadline, okay? 87 days for request for evidence usually. NOID is 30 days. And so please also know this, that when you get a letter like that, the date on the letter is 87 days or 30 days from the date on the letter. But USCIS uses the postal service, aka snail mail. So, and sometimes that snail mail is really hella slow. So by the time you get the letter, you might be like, holy hell, it's been 1 month. So you just lost 30 out of 87 days, okay? So the government doesn't give a shit about that, okay? So by the time you receive the letter, you already should know which law firm to contact, okay? Now, you don't have to contact us ahead of time like, yo, John, we're ready. We're ready just in case. You don't have to do that, okay? But if you do, we got a couple options for you. If you just want to touch base, a couple ways is to download our complimentary guide on the link down below, okay? But if you want to schedule a meeting, it's right here on TikTok, okay? What's up, UK and Mackie? Yes, in Houston, Texas. I said all that, but of course, I'm here to answer your questions, okay? So drop it in the comment section, and I'm happy to answer your questions to the best of my ability. And I'm going to let you know, if I am not able to answer your question, I will let you know straight up. Or maybe I need more information, okay? So it's 9 o'clock Central Time right now. Thanks for spending a few minutes with me. Now, if you have a case that's pending, you filed it with USCIS, or maybe it's even with the State Department right now or NVC, put the letter P in the chat box, okay, in the comment section. Put the letter P. Now, let's take that a step further. If you believe, or just have an inkling of an idea that your case is delayed for one reason or another, or maybe no reason at all, your case is delayed, okay? It's safe to say that if your case is taking at least 1 year, put the letter D in the comments for delayed, okay? Now I know a lot of people have certain questions, especially what the hell's with what's going on with the Trump administration right now. There's so many different things going on. The most common question I see is it safe to travel? Okay. Now, of course, immigration attorneys will tell you that, um, tell you now, it's a good time for me to tell you now is that this is for education and entertainment purposes only. Of course, I have to tell you that according to my ethics rules, okay? But you take it for what you will. But at the end of the day, the best thing to do is to schedule a meeting. Okay, we give you a couple options. I'm showing on TikTok my background right here. And let me see if I can do that on YouTube and Facebook right here. Okay. So a couple options here, depending where I'm. Okay. So this is for pre-qualify, the first option. Okay. If you want to talk to a client care specialist, they're not attorneys. All right. They're just to help you verify. We can even help you. Okay. They're trained every day by me. They're probably tired of hearing from me. A second option is with immigrant an attorney. Okay. Direct with attorney to not waste your time. All right. Sometimes you just want your legal question answered. Absolutely. Then go straight to that. Those are the couple options right there. Um, and if you schedule during a live show for option one, that is this amount right there for option number one. All right, let me look at some of your questions. Thank you so much for your trust to ask questions. So I will continue to upload videos. I've been a little bit slower lately. Okay. So if you want to join a live show, you're welcome to do that. On TikTok, it's down below. On Facebook and YouTube, you do have to email in for the link. Where is that at? Right here. There we go. All right, Nicole on TikTok. If you marry on ESTA, can you overstay your visa if you have submitted the change of adjustment? Yes, you can, as long as your sponsor is a U.S. citizen. Okay. All right. It states that on the USCIS policy manual. Okay, so you can do that in ESTA. We've had many clients approved via ESTA. If people are wondering, like, what is ESTA, ESTA? That's essentially the visa waiver program based on treaties. From my understanding, treaties with other countries, United States with other countries. Um, but generally speaking, you have up to, people wondering, do you, if you, even if you, let's say you have ESTA, and you're like, do I need to file the adjustment of status? So we call it adjustment of status, by the way, but change of adjustment sounds just as good, I guess. But adjustment of status to that of a whatever status you have now or lack thereof to resident status, that doesn't have to be filed before ESTA or visa, your visitor visa or whatever visa expires. It's because some people are like, do I need to rush to get married? Do I need to rush to file? Not necessarily, but based on the Trump administration, you really should consult with the immigration attorney because, in my opinion, when you file right before your visa expires, it's almost indicating to the government, USCIS agency that, are you trying to get legal status? Like, is that why you got married? Whereas many people that authorize us to help them understand that, you know, life happens. Maybe you have to go travel for work. You know what? So something happens. Someone got sick in the family and then they just, I wouldn't say forgot, but yeah, probably forgot to apply. Unfortunately, we have many clients that hire us like 1 year after contacting us. We're like, here we are now, right? You could have got your legal status right. So it happens. So it's a strategy call on that and the timing. Okay. Hope that helps. Let's see. Thank you so much for your questions. If your comment that you posted on TikTok gets filtered, you don't see it. Don't worry, I can see it. I just need to show it. I don't know why TikTok does it to random comments. Liz, you never replaced your green card when you turned 14. Probably a good idea to do that ASAP. You traveled and never had problems. Is it expired? Most likely. Most likely. Because I'm assuming, safely assuming you're an adult now. You're over 18 probably. But yeah, you should replace that ASAP or renew it, not necessarily replace. It's the same form, I-90. Now, by the way, hot tip here, if you have a CR, if you are CR, conditional resident, you do not file the I-90, okay? I know it can get a little confusing, but that's why you have an attorney. It's the I-751, okay? Both of those applications take a hell of a long time anyway. Chuck D, your most ceremony is scheduled for next week. You got a ticket. Is that an issue? It appears to be, unfortunately, an issue for a lot of student visa holders, but for someone who's technically already in the process, you're about to get citizenship, which congratulations for passing the test and all that. Um, Carlos, thanks for your question. Anything about the fees? My team can answer that for you on the pre-qualify. Have you talked to them? My client care specialist. Sorry, for those on YouTube and Facebook, you're like, what the hell am I pointing at? Okay. Soccer lovers. You're married to a U.S. citizen who abused. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. You filed for VAWA. You live in Cali. Oh man, how's in Cali? You have no idea how to file for divorce. You're wondering, should you file for divorce based on abuse to match your VAWA? Okay. Absolutely. You should file for divorce in general anyway. I mean, I don't know. I live in Texas, so and I'm licensed in Texas, so I'm familiar with that. Texas is a community property state. I suspect that California is something similar. If y'all, anyone needs a referral, whether it's immigration or something else, like a divorce lawyer in California, let me know. Let me know the county and the state, and what service you need, and my team is happy to refer you. It might take us like a day or two, but let us know what you need. Okay, so that is the best way to do that is click the link below. So you're on YouTube, so that would be, let's see, right here, like that. Can y'all see that on? Okay. Hopefully that works. All right. Thank you so much for your questions. Nicole, you didn't want to get in trouble. Absolutely. Thank you for asking or letting me know. Um, Umi, your CEAC site stated exemption request 864. Does that mean you don't have to complete the affidavit? Um, Typically, you still have to provide the 864. Did you provide that or upload it to the CEAC.state.gov website? Look, this like even the 864, the affidavit support, whether it's USCIS or the NVC portal, oh my gosh, it's like very annoying. Okay. You would think it's like, oh, like you filled it out. Sometimes they push back for no reason. We've had NVC push back and say like that they need a letter from the company, which doesn't make sense because we still provided the appropriate information for everyone else. Let's see. If your green card marriage partner stop communicating, what can be done? Congeniality? What you mean your partner stopped communicating with you? Are you living together? I'd be kind of interested if you don't mind joining the live show. Okay. Now, for some of y'all, I will invite you to the live show, but of course, there's no obligation. None of Most people don't even have show their camera. You usually can turn it off or default off. Um, but I think it's helpful. Okay, let's see. You do not live together. All right. Well, let me. Chizzy, what do you mean? Call your bank? Maybe I didn't see your prior comment. How do I invite people to join the live show on TikTok? Is down below. Let me see if I can find your name, Congeniality. Okay, Congeniality. I just invited you, but you don't have to join if you don't want to. Sometimes me doing that makes it easier for y'all. Okay, data scientist, can you still file a mandamus under pending 845? I mean, generally you can. It just depends on the timing of how long your case has been delayed. What is your receipt date of the 485, data scientist? Which I did take one class in college for data science. Okay, let's get. It looks like Congeniality has joined. Good morning.
Good morning.
How can I help you? You have the your spouse does not talk to you or
Yes, good
something like
morning.
that?
My spouse and I, we do not live in the same state. Uh, However, we've been communicating. Documents were filed. I received my work permit, but thereafter he stops communicating. He doesn't take my calls. I message him, he doesn't answer. I have a final date for submission of his IRS transcript, but he has been saying that he has been rejected. I'm not sure what's going on.
The tax transcript has rejected the 864, the financials.
Uh, That's what he said.
Did he share a copy of the request for evidence?
Actually, he only showed me that the request was accepted. However, he has not showed me anything to say that it was actually rejected. He said something about them wanting him to verify his identification, and I don't know, pretty confusing. So I think
Yeah. So here's the thing. I mean,
yeah.
you don't have a copy of the request for evidence. Sounds like your spouse was holding the ball there. Okay, because I hate to say it, I think I don't want to make assumptions, but I think in a common marriage that a spouse would want to share that document, say, hey, hey honey, is there anything you can help me, support me here on this, like what we need, something like that. But he hasn't shared that. And something about no identification, verify ID, that's
Yes, that's what
that's not
that's what he said.
that's never been a request. So um yeah, just ask him, hey babe, can you share me a copy of that request for evidence or whatever he got in the mail? And
He's
then
not. He's not responding. He's not responding.
okay, well, I think that's your clue. I think that's your clue. You gotta find another way out.
Oh boy.
Look, withdrawing your 485 application, might not look good, but it's better than getting a denial. Because let's say he plays along suddenly, and I hear this all the time. I need probably need to record a video or skit like this, but he suddenly like contacts you, say, okay, don't worry, honey, I'm gonna show up to interview, and then interview date shows up, and he doesn't show up. Yeah, so what's gonna happen then? Then it's gonna be a denial. What would you tell the
Yeah.
officer then? Like, oh, I'm sorry, I don't know why he's not here. And the officer would be like, why didn't you drive together? And then what are you gonna say next? Oh, actually, we don't live together. I just flew in. So it's not gonna look good. So the fact that he's not even responding, even if it's 24 hours, that's yeah, it's not good. I'm sorry to say. You need to protect your status by at least getting out of the situation. Okay.
So would you suggest that I withdraw the 485?
That's probably the case. Just the things you've said, a couple things like, you know, essentially, yeah. I mean, you want to talk more about it, contact my office, but that it doesn't. I mean, you tell me what you think.
I'm confused. I'm
You
confused.
confused about the immigration process, or are you confused about him, your partner, or her?
I think I'm confused about my partner.
Yeah,
Things were going well
yeah,
until, he just stopped communicating.
yeah. I mean, I'm sorry to. I've, before I completely focused on immigration, I helped on like 100 divorce cases that I did not advertise, and divorces are common, whether we want to believe it or not. And at least in Texas, you don't need a reason to get divorced. Um, if you have a meeting with us, we can discuss more about the immigration part. There could be a solution. Maybe VAWA, I'm not sure, but I don't know all the facts. And of course, it's TikTok and social media. We're trying to go
All
answer
right.
everyone's question, but we're happy to chat with you. Okay, just schedule a meeting with us.
I'll contact the office.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Congeniality,
Have
for
a good
joining.
one.
Thanks for being
Thanks for-
vulnerable. Take care.
Okay, bye. Okay.
That's tough. It's really tough, y'all. A lot of y'all got your own situation. It's not all gravy. It's not all smooth every time. And some people might change. You know, some people could be, how you say, like, charming. Doesn't matter the gender. One person could be charming, and then the next, like, after you get married, something happens. Something like triggers in that spouse. Like, then they start to show their true colors. It's very unfortunate to hear and see. All right, let's get. I believe Nick is next, and then after Nick is uh, QQ, Gio Cabrera, and then Sakura. Let me try to remember that. And please share, and please share the channel.
Hey, John.
Hey, what's going on?
Question. I got through to you the other day. I'm happy that I got through again.
Oh, great.
So I'm currently doing a marriage-based petition. Well, my husband is the citizen here, and I was wondering if I should start the process for my son at the same time because I don't want to wait until he's 18. He's now 16.
Is your son in America?
No, he's not in America.
And
He doesn't live in the States.
your spouse is a citizen, right? I think you said.
He is, yes.
Okay, yeah. So your spouse can, and you're already married? Because sounds like you already filed your own.
Yeah, the papers are in.
Okay, and then so yeah, filing for your son afterwards is fine. But yeah, I recommend definitely before 21.
So what I plan to do is I'm waiting until my process is completed.
Okay.
Then I start his. So I was just asking if that's a good idea.
I'm kind of curious, actually. Why would you wait?
When I sent my papers in, the lawyer was telling me I could do his after. But I wanted to send his in because my husband said he would actually file for him as well.
I still haven't heard a reason to wait. You might as well do it now, sooner than later.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, I mean, there's son's abroad, but a case abroad, any person abroad, it could take about 2 years, even as an immediate relative category. So, meaning there's no wait time, but of course there's a processing time. So I would still file. I mean, if it's one of those things like, oh, he wants to finish out high school or something in where he lives, maybe, then maybe start at 16. I don't know.
Actually, he is graduating this year.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty fast.
Graduating this year.
Did you say he was 15?
He is 16.
16,
years
okay.
old.
Okay, congrats to him and congrats to you.
Thank you.
What country of nationality? Because that doesn't sound normal. to graduate early.
Jamaican.
Oh, Jamaica. Okay. So okay, cool. But yeah, I would start now. Yours does not
Okay.
have to be complete or approved before starting for your son.
Okay, I'll take your advice. I think I'm going to look into um how does it work if I wanted you to do it instead of her? Because you know, I sent my papers in and she took almost 3 months to start my process, and that drew me up the wall so bad.
I bet. I bet. Yeah, I mean, you're welcome. Even though you hired a different attorney for your own case, you can still hire another attorney for your son. I know might seem a little strange, but that is
Hmm.
possible.
Yeah, I'm thinking about having you guys do it instead.
Sure. Yeah. Contact our office. You can click on option number 1. Okay.
Okay.
I'm sure you read our Google reviews, or if not, please do.
Well, my sister did hers through you, so
Oh,
she'll give me some of the details as well.
and did your sister go through this process before you? Your own case?
Yeah, long before me. Yeah,
Mm. All
long
right, no
before me.
worries. Well, it sounds like she had a good experience, so I'm glad to hear.
Yeah. Yes, she told me you are located in Texas. She gave me the details, but
Okay, are you in Texas?
no, I'm not.
Okay, no worries. Well, we can help
Mhm.
people anywhere you live. Greenland or Alaska is fine
Okay.
too. Alrighty. Thanks so
Thank
much.
you.
Thanks so
Bye
much,
bye.
Nick. All right, take care.
Have a good one.
You
Bye.
too. Bye. Alrighty, alrighty. Thank you so much for everyone's questions. Apparently, I was supposed to join a team meeting right now, a department meeting, but I'm hanging out with y'all. So I probably have to cut a little shorter than usual, probably 10 more minutes, okay? So if you have a question, please definitely ask. Make use of the time. Um, one moment. Give me 2 seconds, okay? Alrighty, I'm back. Dina, yeah, you were talking about the other person earlier. Yeah, you got okay, let's see. Who who is Suburb Baby? What the hell? Okay, that's a little strange. We got QQ next. Hello, QQ.
Hello, John.
Hi. How can I help you?
Yeah, hi. Good day, and thank you so much for the information you've been giving us all the time. Okay.
Sure, happy to help. What's going on today?
Yeah. Okay. So, I'm from Ghana, and my dad is a U.S. citizen. So he filed for me in 2016. So my priority date is May 2016, and I was documentarily qualified November 2022. But I'm still waiting for an interview date. I just wanted to know if it's possible for me to get a date before the end of the year.
You're sponsored by U.S. citizen, and DQ was which month and year?
November 2022.
Oh, yeah, that's a long time. My goodness. Immediate relative classification. And have you tried to email or submit inquiry somehow with the embassy or consulate, or even NVC?
Yeah, I sent a message to NVC, and they say that I should still wait, and if a date is available, they will let me know.
And there's a spouse case, right? U.S. citizen spouse.
No, it's my dad who filed for me.
Oh, dad filed for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So F1.
Okay, let me pull up the visa bulletin real quick. What's your priority date?
May 2016.
Which country?
Ghana.
That's right. Sorry, I'm asking you to repeat the same stuff. Let me.
No, that's okay, John. That's okay.
Sorry, I have a lot of thoughts in my head. Okay, final action. Okay, so you're familiar with the visa bulletin? Maybe?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay, no worries. You email my team and ask for the YouTube video about the visa bulletin, and they'll send it to you. Okay.
I sure
Because
will,
I
John.
can
I
cover a
sure
little
will.
bit right now. So the bulletin, there's two charts, and there's chart A and chart B. Chart A is when you definitely, for people abroad like yourself, you want to follow chart A, and that's the one that's saying, okay, this is your prior date, the date that shows on this chart, which right now for yours, March 15th, 2016. So we're getting pretty close, about 2 more months. But as soon as that hits, yours said maybe the next one, like 2 more months later, at least, hopefully we'll say May 2016. And that happens, you want to go ahead and contact the embassy and consulate. Say, I noticed that my prior date has reached on the bulletin. When do you think I could receive an interview date? Okay.
Okay.
And hopefully, because it's not really like, yeah, that'd be great to get an interview date sooner than later, but because so many cases in the government, many people like yourself could assume that the US government has their shit together, excuse my French, but they don't. So I don't think there's a good system. Imagine how many people are in this process, the family preference like you. Like they have a decent system, but it's probably not perfect. Say, oh yeah, exactly the date, May 2016. Let's contact that gentleman from Ghana, right? Like I don't think it's that perfect. So um, but the basic is the proof, because for people who it's as essentially evidence. Your email to them is evidence that if for any reason you lose track, you get busy, and 6 months later, 1 year later, you're looking at it again finally because maybe you follow me on TikTok again, right? And you're like, oh shoot, let me check it again, and it's 1 year past your priority date. Technically, they could terminate your case, but then there's an exception
Wow.
to reopen it, right? So man, timing's everything, right? You got about roughly 2 more months, hopefully, until they can issue the visa. But of course, before issue visa is the interview. Okay. So in the meantime, because in America, April 8th. 1 more week is a tax deadline in America. And you said your dad is a sponsor.
Yes, yes.
So, just kindly, after 1 more week, kindly message your dad or email him. Say, like, um, can you provide me updated tax return sometime this year? Because you're expecting to go to an interview soon. Okay. There's other documents, of course, but because when your dad uploaded those financial documents a long time ago, I don't know, it could have been 3, 4, 5 years ago. So I'm sure the
Yeah, that
officer may
was
want
he
something
did that.
updated.
Yeah, he did that 2 years ago.
Oh, 2
More
years
than
ago.
2 years ago.
Got it. Yeah. So, and that they might not tell you in the portal, they might not tell you that, oh, we need updated information. So just it's good to be ready because you get this one chance for the interview. Okay.
Okay, sir. All right, John. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Okay.
Absolutely.
God bless you.
Thank you.
bless
Follow for more. Take care.
Okay.
Bye bye. Alrighty. Thank you so much for your questions. Appreciate the trust. What did I say a second ago? 10 minutes. Let me at least try to answer the questions that join Gio Cabrera. Let's go. Let's see. Accept. Hello.
I got a question.
Yes, sir.
So, I think about 2023, I sent my case to all my paperwork for my permanent residency,
Okay.
but as now I don't have any updates. So actually, I have a phone number just to verify what is the status of my case, and they say that they receive it and everything is good, and they call me just if they need anything else, so I can provide them.
Uh-huh.
Um, the issue here is that the permit that they send me is going to be due already on July.
The work permit.
Yes.
Okay.
So do I have to do all the process again to renew it?
You said it expires in July.
Yes, it will be expired.
What kind of case you had? Who sponsor?
So it's my wife.
Your wife. Okay. U.S. citizen wife.
Yes.
Okay. So, ooh, yeah, you're getting kind of close. July. Are yours
Yeah.
one of the older ones that was only for 1 year?
It was for the 2 years.
Oh, 2 years. Okay. I mean, you could. Let me see if there's a fee. I don't remember if there's a fee when you renew it. Let me see if I can
So
find that.
I get in
Do you know?
contact with what is called the name notary.
Uh-huh.
So
Yes,
and then
sir.
she told me there will be a $500 fee plus her fees.
Right.
Okay.
Well, so you might not be familiar with this, and so I'm not here to judge you, but please be careful to if you were to hire a notary, okay?
Yeah.
Maybe you've heard about it, but in America they don't have a law license here, and so they're probably reading what I read, right? But sometimes when you read the website uscis.gov, it has some nuance um, where a law degree is helpful. Um, so just in case, did you hire a notary for your actual case filing?
No, she just helped me. Well, she just helped me to prepare all of my documents and just send it to
Uh-huh.
immigration. So, you already. I hear that you're here in Texas.
Yes, I'm in Texas.
What part? Wait, just asking.
Houston.
Oh, I'm in San Antonio.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we have clients wherever you live, Greenland or Alaska too. But yeah, it doesn't. I mean, it doesn't have to be us. I know attorneys in San Antonio, but hopefully you don't need one. But I do recommend to have an attorney at least for your interview.
Yeah.
But to answer your question directly, it's hard to when. Sorry, I have to ask another question. When did you file your case? Month and year?
Yes, it was on June 2023.
2023. I mean, you should get a decision or interview soon. Probably the interview if you haven't had the interview at all. But because we have cases generally approved in 6 to 12 months currently. So
Yes.
so really, I know your main question was like, should you renew your work permit? But at this point, this is at least 15 months. So you might want to consider filing a lawsuit. It's called mandamus lawsuit, which we're
Mm-hmm.
able to do that in your area, Western District of Texas. We're certified there in that court. So something to consider since your case is delayed, clearly, unfortunately. So,
Okay.
okay.
I will get that done.
Yeah, you can see here, like you click on a link wherever it says Green Card Guys, and then download our complimentary guide. We have one for the mandamus lawsuit, so you can read about it more. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah,
Take care.
thank you.
You're welcome. The thing is, like, even if you pay someone or you have to pay the government fee, which, um, yeah, it's just going to cost money. So if you're going to have to pay money at this point for Gio Cabrera situation, you might want to just use that money to file a lawsuit. That might even get a result, maybe get a result before the work permit expires. So again, this is an example of a strategy call that a notary, maybe even another attorney might not understand if they don't file mandamus lawsuits. Okay. You might want to consider if you have a look, y'all. Thank you so much for your trust to be even on the channel, even for 1 minute. Okay. I appreciate y'all's time. I'm glad you care about your case enough, your legal status enough to stay on the channel. But yeah, if you have a pending case, put the letter P in the comments. Okay. Put the letter P if you filed your case already. Now put the letter 1 if you're new to a channel. But let's take it a step further. If you filed your case and it's pending, but you think it's delayed, let's just say it's already been 12 months since you filed it. Put the letter D. Put the letter D. Am I doing it right? Put the letter D in the comments, okay? If you think your case is delayed. Thanks for your time here. I'm gonna have probably 5 more minutes. Okay, so if you put the letter D, let me know what you filed. Let's say maybe it's the 485 application and the month and year, okay? We got Sakura on.
I was on your show
Mhm.
maybe 2 nights ago, and I was emotional, but
It's okay.
um, I called to I want to ask a question that I haven't looked into it yet, but I'm married to someone and he completely switched on me. I'm thinking, because it's bad and everybody's advising me to apply for VAWA. But my question is, should I divorce him now or after I file for VAWA?
Whatever is easier for you. Actually, there's no requirement to actually get divorced yet to file for VAWA.
Oh, okay. Because I really want to work on the divorce, like divorcing him. I want to divorce him. I want to get out of his space, you know, because even though I'm with my brother, he's everywhere. So like okay, so I should start working on the divorce. I haven't spoken to anyone about it, but I'm definitely gonna reach out to you. I think you're the only one that had listened to me.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm definitely gonna reach out, but I just wanted to know if I should start my divorce or I should wait until I file for VAWA. But okay, thank you.
Yeah, either way. Which state are you in, by the way?
New Jersey.
New Jersey. Okay, yeah, I know some lawyers over there that can probably help with divorce, or they can put you in the right direction.
Okay.
At least for that.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll start working on that. Okay. All right. Thank you so much. That's it.
All right. Talk to you soon. Take care.
Thank you.
You know, yeah. Thank you, Sakura, for joining. If y'all have joined before, don't be shy. You're welcome to join again, because maybe there's a new situation, there's a new fact, or you want further clarification. Welcome to do that. Look, y'all, I'm trying to save y'all 3 digits. 3 digits. I'm trying to save y'all. And some people, you might have some like quick question. My answer can be a little longer than you probably had assumed, but it's really to benefit y'all. Okay. So thank you so much for your patience, everyone else. If you found any of my answers helpful, the way I answer a question, please consider following or subscribing our respective channel and click the bell for future notifications. Okay. Because sometimes I don't know when to go live. So I really want to give y'all the benefit of my time, the benefit of these answers. Okay. So thank you so much for follows. And before you fall asleep, because lawyers are boring to listen to, just tap the screen for like 5 times before you fall asleep. I greatly appreciate it. All right, we got Isabel on TikTok. Hi.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Good morning.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. How about you?
I just have a quick question.
Sure.
I live in Chicago. I am a green card holder.
Okay.
And then this is my question. I have actually been looking for a lawyer, but I couldn't find any here because I don't know. I am a green card holder, and I've been here since about 5 years ago through a K1 visa. Now, I have a daughter in the Philippines, which I petitioned like I think that was 4 years ago. That was 2021 when I got her priority date. April 2021 was her priority date, while she was turning 20. So my question is, we've been receiving like an update from the NBC like every 60 days.
Yeah.
I'm like, I've been planning to apply for a naturalization, but my question is, will it affect my pending petition, or will it make any changes, or will it help expedite my case to my petition to my kid?
Okay, let me pull up the visa bulletin. Generally speaking, and I'm sorry, your kid's under or over 21 years old?
Now she's already over 21. But I was just confused because she said she got approved while she was turning 20, like on a 2021.
What was approved? The petition?
The petition, yeah. She got priority date like April of 2021.
Okay. You're on TikTok. I wish I could share my screen, but I can share it for those on YouTube at least, and Facebook.
Okay.
All right. So, and and if you're on YouTube later, you can see the recording of this. You can fast forward 44 minutes?
Sure, I will.
Okay.
I will probably will.
All right, let me share my screen here on that one. All right, so right now we're looking at the April 2025 visa bulletin, and to give you more clarity on the family preference category, when you become a U.S. citizen, that bumps it. Right now, you are F2B category. Oh, I'm sorry, are you married? Or I'm sorry, is your child married? Probably not, but just checking.
No, she's
Okay.
single. It says F22.
Yeah, F2B. Yeah, they use 22 for the B. I don't know why they switch it up, but F2B, same thing as F22. And then, so right, in which country?
Philippines.
Okay, I had an idea, but I didn't want to assume. So that's, they're working on a prior date of cases that are January 22, 2012. Yikes.
no.
And what is your daughter's priority date?
Her birthday is in August 2001.
Okay, so the birthday is not relevant for this later on for the age out situation, but what is the priority date? And that would be on the receipt notice or approval notice of your I-130.
Mm-hmm.
It's like in the
Her
top
priority
middle.
date was, her priority date was April of 2021. And then she got documentary qualified just last year.
Okay.
September of 2024.
Okay, that's good, but it's kind of irrelevant right now because you still got to show the priority date. It's more relevant for people. The documentary qualified email is more relevant. I mean, it's of course necessary for family preference, but it's still the priority date has not reached on the bulletin, the current one, April 2025. So you filed the case more or less April 2021. So you're looking at my math, maybe like 9 years, 9 years. So it's a long time. Okay. Then if let's say you become a U.S. citizen because you want to become a U.S. citizen in general, then that would bump it up, possibly convert it to F1.
Oh, okay.
And that is a showing priority date July 15, 2012. Slightly better, slightly. So just because becoming a U.S. citizen doesn't necessarily for other people's situations, it's not like always automatic. It also depends on the country. So yeah, this is definitely a reason to have a lawyer on your side, by your side, when the time comes, I guess. But yeah, but here's another example. So she's just turned 21. All right, so for a lot of y'all, actually, a lot of people have been waiting for this situation, family preference. I don't want to say it's too young to start a company, but maybe she could work for a company that has a branch. Think of it as like a bank. There's many branches of a bank in America, right? The most common one that's worldwide in a lot of more countries is HSBC. So let's say she works for a company that has a branch in America, or the branch is the one in the Philippines, and she works for that company for at least 1 year. Maybe that company doesn't have a branch yet in America, but they want to open one in America later on. That right there is not for a green card, but that's a temporary work visa called L1. Okay. Now, generally speaking, is three type of positions. This is similar to my webinar talk, but I'm giving a short version. Executive, manager, or someone with specialized knowledge, which is pretty broad. Okay. Can be argued depending on the situation. That's going to get her here, a person here, could be within 6 to 12 months. Again, that's only a temporary work visa for 2 to 3 years. But at least it saves time from just sitting and waiting in the Philippines for 9 more years possibly. So that's something to consider.
Mm-hmm. So do you mean to say that, are you trying to tell me that she might as well just apply for a work visa? She's actually in the medical field. She just got her job because she just graduated in college. She got a license and she's working in the hospital now. So that's her situation currently. So I don't know if it's really relevant for me to apply for a naturalization, because I've been planning to do that, but I am just worried that it might affect my pending petition, or it might help or whatever.
For the Philippines specifically, it makes it it might change the months by like 6 months, but it's actually in your benefit or y'all's benefit. Okay, it's not much different. So, but yeah, I would, and I'll also keep in mind that that's because she's not married. Okay, if she gets married, then that makes it worse.
Yeah.
Surprising how that is. So that makes it worse. That would potentially could bump it down to March 2003. Okay. So some categories, it doesn't always automatically convert. Okay, but typically when it's about marriage, it downgrades it. So this is an example for anyone else. Isabel, you got the value, you got the free value here, but for anyone else, that's typically a strategy session. So to verify, but yeah, I would, based on what you shared with me, I would go ahead and apply to become a U.S. citizen, so you get that extra protection in America, legal status wise. But contact my office about the L1 visa, okay, for your daughter.
Sure.
All
Where
right.
is your office located at?
Houston, Texas.
Houston, okay.
Where are you located?
I'm by Chicago.
Oh, that's right, Chicago. I was just there last week. You guys have crazy
Oh.
weather there. I thought Texas was crazy.
I know. Until
It
now.
was super windy.
Oh,
The flight was
Oh, yeah.
delayed because it was too windy, apparently.
I know it is. Right now it is windy.
It's crazy. Okay. All right, Isabel. Look forward to chatting with you.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much for
You're
letting
welcome.
me.
Absolutely. Okay, take care.
You too. Thank you. Bye bye.
All right, all right. No, so this, at least, let me see here. This right here. Sorry, I realize on YouTube and Facebook it's showing the other direction. This right here in the bottom row is the webinar option. Okay, it's free. I go in more depth. Okay, it might take me some time to be able to propose the timing, but go ahead and schedule it. Pick the topic that's relevant to you. Okay, especially if you're waiting on the visa bulletin, waiting, it's not just months, but like years. Okay, just like Isabel was able to share, waiting about 9 more years for her daughter to come to America. Okay. That's a hell of a long time. There are other options, even if she's not working for a job right now that could give her ability to America. That's okay. It builds her resume. Okay. And that next job, maybe that company will be able to transfer to America. Okay. You never know. All right. But you at least need to know the knowledge so that you can future plan, because 9 years is a hell of a long time. I'm pretty sure both of them don't want to wait 9 years. All right, so let's see here. Stephanie, yeah, I feel like it's chaos here, but at least the weather is stable, except except hurricane season. We had to get a generator. I'm from Dallas, okay? I'm from Dallas, Texas. We're like, the only bad thing, I guess, like, is hail. But in Houston, man, it's flooding, hurricane. Oh my God, wind damage. It's freaking nuts. But I guess Chicago. All right. Anyways, someone asked me about INA 289. I actually just looked it up right now. I'm not familiar with it, but it looks like it's a very unique niche type of area for American Indians who are born in Canada. Oh, interesting. I guess you need some kind of DNA test. Cannot be denied admission into the U.S. if they possess at least 50% American Indian blood. I'm actually curious how that can show up on a DNA test, or you might have to show some kind of family tree. Claimants must have proof of ancestry based on familial blood relationship to parents, grandparents, and great grandparents who were registered. Okay, registered or are registered members of a recognized Canadian Indian band or U.S. Indian tribe. Okay, so hopefully that's helpful. Um, Man, that's amazing. I mean, I guess that's finally one benefit I hear about for Indian Americans. Um, an immigrant is not eligible for permanent residence if tribal membership comes through marriage or adoption. Okay. I mean, that kind of makes sense. So you can't get imputed American Indian, and so it kind of sense based on blood. Okay. Hopefully that's TikTok, social media friendly. Okay, my thing's frozen. Okay. All right. For those that put the letter P or D in the comments, let me know which application you filed, if it's a 485 adjustment of status, and the month and year that you filed it. And I can give you a better idea if your case is truly delayed or not. Now, I know there's some questions on YouTube, Guadalupe. Hi, John. I'm going to hide your comment for a second. Okay, but I'm reading it right now. You got denied your 601A for abandonment according to USCIS in 2022. Is it too late to file motion reconsideration? They don't allow that for waivers. Okay, you got to file a new package, unfortunately. Apparently, USPS lost the package with the RFE. Oh my God. And you just found out? Honestly, this is Guadalupe. I'm not here to judge, but for anyone else, this is one of those examples that. So what we do, I'll tell you what we do at the law firm. Okay, we have a tracking system, not just the mailing tracking number like FedEx, but let's say with FedEx, we put it like when we receive, we put in our email to receive notification. We go a step further. Okay, we don't just get the tracking number and don't do anything with it. We put it in the system to receive notification, to let us know if there's any delays, just anything. We want to know that it got delivered, okay? So to Guadalupe, to answer your question directly, it's not a motion of reconsideration, but it's 2022, so what, that's 2 to 3 years ago already. But if it was more closer in time, maybe we could file a nunc pro tunc. It's a Latin phrase meaning essentially this should have been approved if you had received X documents or whatever the situation is. Okay, so hopefully that helps a bit. Slightly. I don't think it's gonna work for you now because that happened 2022. But I'll tell you what, there's one lawyer at least last month that said they filed a 601A and they got approved in about 30 days. So maybe that's a new trend, hopefully. So you might want to consider that. I know it sucks because it's almost $1,000 government fee. Okay. I hope you're still on to listen to that. Jahone from Jamaica, you got your visa the 3rd of April. You're gonna pick it up tomorrow. Yes. Let's celebrate. Let's celebrate for Jahone D from Jamaica. This person has been following a channel, what, I think 2 years, maybe, at least, maybe longer than that. I have decent memory. I almost feel like you've been on the channel since I started this whole YouTube thing or social media. My goodness. I'm glad you finally got it. Okay. He might it was kind of bad to joke about this, but because the whole tariff situation, you might want to bring literally everything you got, because if you gotta like rebuy everything in America, it might cost a bit more. It's freaking nuts. Good morning, the G. Good to see you. Okay, I think that's all the questions there. Okay, Wasim on TikTok. Let's see if we get you on here. Hello, Wasim.
Hello. Did you
Hi.
hear me?
Yes, sir. How can I help you? Uh-oh. Oh, looks like you're on mute for a second. In the meantime, Stephanie, do I think it's a good idea to bring?
Hello?
Yes.
Do you hear me?
Yes. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm calling regarding my father and mother and my younger brother who were in Dallas. I'm in London. I'm originally from Afghanistan, and you know about the situation in Afghanistan back in 2021.
Yes.
My family, I and my family, we were all used to work with the companies who were affiliated with the U.S. Army. So back in 2000, I evacuated Afghanistan as soon as I felt it was not safe anymore for me in Afghanistan.
Mm-hmm.
So I came to London and I reside here. And then my two younger brother and my parents, they used to live in Afghanistan.
Mm-hmm.
And they were also working with the companies where we were used to work. And then and back in 2021, and then when the US withdraw from Afghanistan, my brother has received an email from US Embassy that if you want to be evacuated, get to the airport, they will take you to the States. He followed the email and he managed to take himself and together with my parents and my younger brother, because they were all under threat should they stay in Afghanistan. So they managed to get inside and they were evacuated and came to 2021, on August 2021, they came to Dallas and they resettled there. Once they resettled, there was an organization. They told them that you need to apply for the asylum. My father filed an asylum case, as well as my older brother who was over 21 years old. But my younger brother, who was under 21 years old, they said you cannot file on your own. You have to be together with your parents.
Right.
So fast forward, that my father got a denial for asylum. But they didn't have any. They just received a NOIT paper, and then based on some activities that my father did. Although we talked to a solicitor, a lawyer, they said they made a wrong decision, because under the law, my father used to work with a used to be a freedom fighter, I would say. American backed fighters back in 1980s, when the Soviet wanted to invade Afghanistan. And now the USCIS labeled that as a militia, that your father was a militia, so he was not under the government. He had a gun under militia. But according to the law, I made a little bit research. According to some law which is passed in the United States, those mujahideen, I mean the people who are fighting against the Soviet Union, they should not be categorized as a terrorist, because there is an exception for the terms militia in the law, that says if anyone gets armed against the invader, a foreigner invader, then even though he is civilian, he should not be categorized as a militia or something like that.
Does he have? I appreciate you sharing information here, but there's probably more that you might need to schedule a strategy session, because there's a lot of information. Let's just, for TikTok purposes, let's cut to the chase a little more. Does he have a lawyer? Because you mentioned NOID, and did he file a response to the NOID?
Yeah, we did response, but still they overlooked the response, and they send a final NOID, and the final decision said no, we do not consider that. Although we give lots of information that the decision that he took is not lawful because of this and so and so and so, but I don't know, they had just overlooked, and they reaffirmed their decision, and now they are on the brink of being like. They didn't say that you will be deported or something like that, but they are left alone. I mean, they don't know what to do. Their residency will be expired in August or something like that, and we don't know what should we do. And they even didn't give us the right to appeal it, because it doesn't go to the court.
Right.
And to be honest, now I don't know what should we do.
Well,
it's not really safe.
Yeah, so since you said this is asylum, then his case. Hold one moment. I gotta respond for you, okay? So not because you asked the question. So the next thing that's going to happen is that your family in the United States will receive a letter in the mail that says refer to immigration court. Okay, because well, just to make sure, this prior decision of denial was done by USCIS, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so then later
And we
on,
had
I don't know,
a
next week,
lawyer.
I don't know, next week or next month, 2 months from now, he's going to receive a letter that says go to court. Okay, so you hear about what's happening in America right now, but ICE, he has to show up to court. If he doesn't show up to court, I would actually be surprised if ICE agent doesn't go to where he lives. Okay, because historically in America, ICE has been not going to people's homes. Okay, like in this fashion. So now with President Trump, yeah, you definitely want to consider maybe having another attorney. Not to say that the prior attorney did anything wrong. It's just it might be helpful to get another set of eyes on this, another mind to look at it differently, possibly. Okay, on the asylum case. But yeah, contact my office, okay, if your family wants to do that.
Yeah, are you somewhere close to Dallas?
I'm in Houston, but we have video meetings like this. We use Google. But yeah, if you want an
Okay.
attorney in Dallas, we can send you one there. No problem. Okay. All righty.
Yeah.
Thank you, Wasim.
Just one last question, because I'm talking about my younger brother who was back in less than 21 years old. Is there any possibility that we can, because now he is older than 21 years old, can we file a separate asylum case for him at least?
It's past the 1 year rule. With court, you can file the same application, but it would be called something else, withholding or removal. Okay. But that would be through the court. That would be through the court.
Through the court, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Withholding or removal.
Thank you very much. I will contact your office maybe.
Okay, Wasim. Wish you the best.
Thank you.
Take care. It looks like I need to record a video about speeding tickets. Oh man, who would have known? Okay, speeding tickets. Generally, speeding tickets do not affect you, but it seems to be affecting people who are student visa holders. Okay, because technically any infraction with law enforcement or the court, whatnot, that can lead to a student visa revocation. So, but for people who are applying for naturalization, asylum case, that doesn't affect your case, but you do need to be mindful to get it taken care of, to pay off the ticket, whatever it is in your area. So okay, so D-Boy 2021 on YouTube asked about if I could touch on marriage cases. What do you call that? Fake marriage cases, I guess you could say. So let me pull up my screen here and share another one. Then I gotta hop off pretty soon. Okay, so here's the case that's relevant for people who may have an order or decision against them about that their case is what you call a sham marriage or a fraudulent marriage. Okay, so that is the matter of PAC, PAK, and that was decided in 2020. All right, basically saying that any case before in that decision said marriage fraud or 204C, okay, marriage fraud. And that if you get remarried or you don't get remarried, but you're married to the same person, you file a new petition, that they will still go back to that prior marriage and use that against you, okay? So here is where I say take action, okay? That the take action phrase makes the most sense because if you get denied, or even before that, you get a notice of denial, and even though you believe it's a legit marriage, a lot of people are in legitimate, genuine, not a fake marriage, legitimate marriage, and they get this INA 204C finding of marriage fraud. And you're like, maybe one of you are like, oh, no big deal. You might get frustrated, obviously, go through the whole process, you finally get a decision, and they get denied. You're like, I thought the interview just went just fine, fine and dandy. Well, then you come back and you're like, get so flustered that you don't even contact a lawyer. You just like put it to the side Don't fucking put it to the side, okay? Sorry, I don't curse that often, but don't tell my family I curse. Okay, so here's the thing. Don't get flustered. You need to take action. Contact immigration attorney. It doesn't have to be us. It'll be our distinct pleasure to assist you. But look, because you have 30 days or less from the date of that letter on the denial letter to file a motion to reconsider or a motion to reopen as a 290B, you need to do that for marriage fraud cases. Okay? There could be a different scenario where you would sue the government instead, okay? But you need to contact immigration attorney. Don't sit on your hands and push the paper to the side, okay? Some of y'all do that, and then 5 years later, you're like, oh, let me just get. I'm in a new relationship, new marriage, and we for sure legit this time, like for sure, like 200% for sure. You got 3 kids. You're like, for sure, this is gonna work, right, attorney? So, matter of PAK, Board of Immigration Appeals decision in 2020 will affect you negatively. So don't sit around if you get this kind of situation. Okay? All right, off my soapbox on that one. That's the short version. Ulu Watosen, about to get your receipt notice from the USCIS, about 3 weeks to 5 weeks. Stephanie, yeah, I mean, what do you mean backup? Like someone else? Like a joint sponsor? Sure, just in case, but not completely necessary. If they already like, well, that's the thing. Like, if you want verification from us, we could take over your case and walk you through the rest of the process. We can verify for you. Lloyd's 2009 is name on bank account, health, dental insurance, phone line enough evidence? No. I mean, it could be. It could be, but I can't answer that for you. It could be. Because I don't know. I don't know that I didn't. Here's the thing. You might think, well, why not, John? Well, because I haven't had a chance to review the document. The thing is, if it was so simple to say, like, check, 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 check on a list, like, yeah, maybe you wouldn't need us. But we actually review the document to see what is helpful and what is not. Let's take the lease, for example. Maybe you sign a lease with someone else and it's not your sugar mama, it's not your sugar daddy, not your Pookie Bear, someone else, like your bro, right? But then you add your spouse later on, and then USCIS officer looks at it and is like, "Who's this? Is this another significant other that you just happen to call bro?" They don't know that, okay? So that's an example. We would advise a client in that kind of situation, get that fucking guy, that bro, out of the lease, for example, amend it, okay? So that's an example of our legal representation. No, trust me, we don't actually curse when we have conversations, but I'm trying to emphasize something here, okay, guys? If you couldn't understand. Stay tuned. What do you mean? What about you? Thanks so much for the follows. By the way, just a quick note here. If you're new to the channel, my name is John Ting. I practice immigration law, if you couldn't tell by now. We help you secure your legal status to live and work in America legally because the government doesn't care. Okay. But we do at Green Card Guys. All right. So here's the thing. Lloyd's, I knew it. It's your son. It's your son on the lease. Aha. So get his name off the lease. Seriously. It's just you just don't want to deal with that, like, and that's the thing is like because of this case, like me, I don't know those people in that matter of fact case. It's a case from 2020. It's not my client, but it's just one of those situations. Like they could have been like freaking shocked or like, holy hell, like we're in a legit marriage. Yeah, it's like shoulda, woulda, coulda. So I don't know if you have to pay an extra fee to get him off, but it's just worth it because the simple question of them asking you at the USCIS interview, marriage interview, like, well, who's this person? And you explain yourself, and the officer's a rude ass and got an attitude for some odd reason. Just I don't know, woke up on the wrong side of the bed that day, and then you just don't want to deal with that. It's just an unnecessary question. So you're welcome, Jaden. Jaden, you're CPA. Happy to chat with you. Love to add you to our referral network. Contact. us. I was trying to combine us and me at the same time. Okay, so all right, Alessandro, thanks for the heart. I know that when you listen to a lawyer, we tend to fall asleep, so please tap the screen before you fall asleep. Okay, I really appreciate that. Or I think on YouTube, Facebook, click the thumbs up. All right, I think I'm getting messages from my team to say I need to join their meeting. So let me answer one more question. But please know, I do welcome y'all to join live. Okay, if you're on TikTok, it is down below, down the button. I will try to go live later today. I usually don't go live twice a day, but I'll try my best. And by the way, if you are on this platform that's called starts with letter T, okay, you definitely want to go ahead and schedule a meeting or schedule a webinar or just download the complimentary guide and just save the link of this is what it looks like. I don't have my magic wand right now. You click on the green card, guys, wherever it shows top or bottom, and then click on this link, click the three little dots, open in browser and save it because I don't know what's going to happen to this. I haven't been keeping up to date with, what's going on with the platform called letter T. All right, and see how long it's going to stay. I just hate having to deal with this whole this administration. I got enough to deal with immigration. So, anyways, I appreciate y'all. Go back to work. Talk to you later. Peace. Follow for more.